When we're attached to our ego, when we're attached to the false sense of self, when we're not actually connected deeply to the moment, to the essence of who we truly are, when we're attached to the past, when we're attached to the future, and we're not connected to the moment, then we start taking things way too seriously, because anxiety starts creeping up and fear starts creeping up when you're overthinking, when you start thinking about the future and you start thinking about whatever it is that you want to manifest and you want to create. And you take it so goddamn seriously that it's actually harder to create that thing in the first place. So the key here is to understand that you don't actually have to take things so seriously, because the true essence of who you are is not taking things so seriously. The true essence of who you are makes things easy and effortless because you're not in resistance to what's happening. I even noticed that in my YouTube channel, when I take things too seriously, my channel starts to slow down. Things start happening in a much harder way because I'm just taking it too goddamn seriously. Even your negative emotion. If you feel negative emotion and there's some kind of emotion that you feel, do you have to take that emotion seriously is the question. Do you have to believe in that emotion? Do you have to feed into that emotion? No, you don't. But in order to allow yourself to not take it so seriously, you have to take a step back from it all and kind of just watch it from a third person perspective, so to speak. And really what I mean there is you want to be the observer of what's happening. Just be the observer. Don't attach, because when you attach to form, when you take things too seriously, when your ego starts to take things too seriously, things will start to go against you, even your own negative emotions. It's okay to have negative emotions, but you don't have to feed them and give them energy. You don't have to allow them to control your reality. You don't have to allow them to control every single feeling in your reality, because you may have that feeling, but you don't have to allow yourself to feel even more of it. You can actually escape negative emotion just by not taking it so seriously. But to stop taking something seriously, you have to have the awareness. The awareness is extremely important, okay? If you don't have the awareness, then you won't be able to actually stop taking things so seriously, because only from the awareness are you able to actually let go of the seriousness of things. Because when you don't have awareness, when you're lost in your ego, you automatically take things seriously because you're lost in the past and the future. You're lost in a dream of fakeness. It's like a fake reality that you are attached to that is creating so much suffering and making things so much more difficult than they need to be. Okay, so stop taking things so seriously and realize that if you can become the awareness, if you can become the observer and stop attaching to your reality, then things will start happening in a much easier way. Things will start happening in a way that your ego couldn't possibly understand. Because it's only when you step into the unknown and you kind of allow things to be that things start to happen easier. So allow things to just be as they are. If something feels serious and heavy, it means that there's something that you're attached to. It means that there's something that you're carrying, either from the past or something in the future that you really want to create. I always see this with my channel. When I take my channel too seriously, when I start taking things too seriously, even my channel starts to slow down. Even my channel starts to slow down and things start happening in a much harder way because I'm just taking it too seriously. So just stop taking it seriously, even your negative emotion. Just be the awareness and kind of take a step back from it all. Just take a step back. Be the awareness, be the observer. And you'll notice that even negative emotion doesn't have to be taken so seriously. Like, you can reframe anything. It's about the meaning that you give it. Even if your whole body has negative emotion and you're feeling super negative, super anxious, you don't even know why. Like, this can happen sometimes. Sometimes the universe and reality can kind of give you situations to make you feel negative, but do you have to take that seriously, or can you just gamify the whole thing? That's what my coach teaches me, just gamify everything. Just gamify the whole thing. Find out how you can gamify certain situations and things will become a lot easier. And it's easier to gamify when you are living as the spacious awareness. When you live as the spacious awareness and you connect deeply to the moment, things start becoming more like a game in general. You don't have to tell yourself to gamify, but reality starts becoming like a game. Reality starts becoming like a joke to you because you realize, well, wait a second, there's just a little matrix that we've all been attached to, and this matrix is creating so much suffering. It's like a dream that we're attached to that is creating so much suffering. And even I can fall back into this dream sometimes. Even just today, I was falling into this weird negative loop where I was like, what is going on with me? Like, why do I feel this negativity? And then I realized I was taking things too seriously. And that's why I had to make this video, because even I can take things too seriously sometimes. But I want you to understand that when you're taking things too seriously, it's showing you that there's something that you're attached to. Because when I start taking my YouTube channel too seriously, that means I'm attached to it. That's the reality. I'm attached. And even though my intention is to help people, even though my intention is to add value and help people to become more conscious, help people to connect more to the present moment, help people to use that for the law of attraction and anything else that they want to create, even when I'm adding value, even that can be taken too seriously. Even though I have good intentions, even though I'm coming from value, even that can be taken too seriously, and I can tell how that comes off into the camera sometimes. So I want you to know that it's not just you that may be taking things so seriously. It happens to me, it happens to everybody. But you have to realize that taking things seriously is gonna block your manifestation. It's gonna block your well-being in this moment. And so one thing that I have to tell you is just gamify life. Also, when you become more aware and you live as the spacious awareness, you stop attaching to things. Just live your life as the awareness. Because it's only when you're this person that things become so serious. It's only when you're this when you're just like, this is who I am. That's when you take things so seriously, when you're attached to your ego. Like, it's so hard to explain this. Like, when you're living as your ego, you start taking things seriously, because you're not living as like just what you actually are. You're living as this falsely created human construct, and then if something hits you that goes against that, then you start taking things seriously. Like as long as you have your needs met, if you have your needs met in life, anything after that you're taking too seriously. You're taking it too seriously, because like if you have your food, if you have your water, and you have your basic survival needs met in this moment right now, which you probably do because you're watching this video, you have internet to watch this. Everything else you're taking too seriously. So just stop taking it so seriously. Stop putting it on importance. Stop making it so important. Because when you make something too important, it's actually harder to manifest. So there's two ways you can do this. The first way is just consciously decrease importance. Just say, hey, I don't have to take this so seriously. Just lower the importance. Stop taking it so seriously, and then things start happening naturally. Also, understand that as you become more aware, that you will start to naturally stop taking things so seriously, because in the awareness, you stop attaching to the forms of reality. You stop identifying as a human being. You just kind of become this like energy being. You're just like, oh, I'm just kind of floating around, just being this present awareness. And it's a weird mentality, but when you stop living your life as this limited me, which is just this limited ego, you stop taking things so seriously, things start happening in a much easier way. So that's all I have for you today. If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because I post a new video every single day. Hit that like button if you find this information useful. If you want to become a private client, then hit the link that's in the description box of this video and apply for a free consultation. Also, my group coaching program is starting very soon. So if you want to be a part of the course, if you want to be part of the program that's starting very soon, make sure you apply, because enrollment is closing very, very soon. Have yourself a great day and see you in the next video.